I know everyone doesn't have a lot of time on their hands, so I'm here to give you quick tips, about 7, on how to shoot outdoors. Something quick, something easy. Here we go. One of the biggest tips I could ever advise is to avoid shooting in midday. Right now it's about 4 o'clock, and as you see, the sun is very harsh, it's horrible. So if you try to shoot in it, you're not gonna get something good. You're gonna get very harsh shadows. You're gonna get something that just doesn't look pleasant, unless you have a huge diffusion screen like a 24 by 24 silk. Other than that, it's not gonna look good. So golden tip number 1, do not shoot during the midday. It's not good. Now, I'm not a big use of filters, but one of the biggest things I'll say is start utilizing a polarizing filter. Now, if you love to shoot indoors, a polarizing filter is not for you, so don't get tricked into buying one. But if you love shooting outdoors, you love shooting cars, you love shooting anything in water or anything that reflects, it's great. It will cut down on reflection. Basically, it looks like there is none. So if you're shooting outdoors or you love it, definitely look into a polarizing filter. It will help improve your photography tenfold. Now, to counteract the first tip I said, shoot during the golden hours. What is the golden hour? That's when you get that great warmth looking sun that you can't like reproduce easily. And basically it's when the sun, and it's an hour before the sun comes up and comes down. So if you shoot during those times, you're going to get the greatest looking, the greatest looking light you can find, because it's just different. It's great, it's warm, it's not something you can easily reproduce. So shoot during the golden hours. It's pretty cool. Another huge tip I remember is watching your horizon line. An interesting photo usually doesn't have the horizon right in the middle. It's either upper or it's lower. And a lot of people like Ansel Adams and everything like that use lower horizon lines. It's just different. It's not same old thing. Like this, the horizon's right here, not as attractive. So you want to move the horizon line around, play with it. It makes a more interesting image. Another huge thing I recommend in regards to filters is using an ND filter. What is that? Neutral density. You can block out a certain amount of light. Now you can have the ones that screw onto your lenses, or you can have ones that, are just larger filters. So this one is a graduated, for example. It's a Koken. But you know what? It's great if you want to use larger apertures or anything, or, as I said, something like this to where it's graduated, to where you can block out the sky in one, so that way you keep the same exposure on the bottom. So you just have way more control over the light with something that's huge, a light source like the sun, to where, you don't have a choice over blocking it for the most part. Another huge tip I would look into is spot metering. Why? Well, if we use different metering, which meters everything and get the ambient light, well, then it won't look as good. Basically your image will be underexposed, your subject. So if you're shooting portraits or anything like that, use the light, mold the light around you, use spot metering, so that way you can get something more accurate on the face. So my last tip will be use the sun actually as a source. Don't be afraid of it though, because it can give a nice rim light, as you've seen earlier in this video, which also is a huge thing. Your lighting will change a ton outdoors. So know what you're doing, be prepared. Don't be afraid to use something as strong as the sun as a huge rim light or a light source. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye, giving you 7 quick tips for outdoor shooting to improve, easily. Hope these helped. Let me know down below if, any other tips you guys want to add. Give this a thumbs up if this helped. Have a good one.